Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Ian, I'm Ian the Reader, and today I have another reading vlog for you guys. Something that you may not know about me is that I love reading thrillers. The reason I say you may not know it about me is because I don't read that many of them. There are thriller authors that I absolutely love, namely Samantha Downing. She is my all-time favorite thriller author, and there are some other authors that I've read some books by that I would consider thrillers, some that I've loved, some that I haven't, and I've read some by like standalone authors or authors that have only written one book so far. But there are a lot of mystery thriller authors that I have not tried yet. And so today I'm going to be picking 3 thriller authors to try one of their books for the first time and see how I feel about them. Then at the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and rank which ones I like the most to the least. I'm hopeful that I'll enjoy all of them, but I am interested to see which ones I enjoy the most. I'm also planning on doing this type of vlog for other genres as well, particularly fantasy and science fiction, but I also have plans to do them for like literary fiction or contemporary fiction, as well as doing more of like the mystery thriller ones, because there are a lot of thriller authors that I have yet to try. That being said, let me go ahead and jump into the 3 authors that I'm going to be featuring in this video. The first of those is Jewell. So I've actually just started a book by her that is The Family Upstairs. I am very excited to try a Jewell book. I've heard a lot of good things about her books. I'm particularly excited about this one because it was just announced that the sequel is coming out in 2022, so hopefully I will really enjoy this one and get to be ready for the second book that comes out later next year. The second author that I'm going to be featuring in this video is Foley. I think that's how you say her name. In this video, I'm going to be reading her book, The Guest List. I've heard so many good things about this one, but also her first novel, The Hunting Party. I think that was her first novel. And then she has a new book called The Paris Apartment coming out in February, I think, and I would love to be on the Foley train by the time that book comes out. And lastly, I'm going to be featuring the author Mary Kubica. I believe that's how you say her name. And I haven't decided which of her books yet I'm going to be featuring. I'm thinking there's one called Local Woman Missing. I think that's what it's called. And I think I'd like to read that one, but maybe another one. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, in this vlog, I'm just going to be videoing my thoughts and feelings and opinions as I read these books. And hopefully I will enjoy them so much. I'm really excited. But before we get any further in the video, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave me a comment down below. Tell me which one you think I'm going to enjoy the most, and we'll see if you're right. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to more of The Family Upstairs and hopefully love it. See you guys in a bit. Hey guys, Ian from the future here. I have now finished all 3 books, and during the editing for this vlog, it occurred to me that maybe you might like to know what any of these books are about, because I apparently just assumed that you knew. So, here is the premise of all 3 books. The Family Upstairs by Jewell follows a woman named Libby who turns 25 at the beginning of the book. When she turns 25, she receives a letter that basically tells her, your name's not Libby, you are a child who was found in a house all by yourself, and there were 3 dead bodies in the house, 2 of which were your parents, 1 of which was somebody else. Apparently they were part of a cult and they killed themselves, but you were just found there. And she finds out that she has inherited this house and she's now coming into a lot of money, and she goes to inspect the house and find out about her past, and things kind of go from there. It's told in 3 points of view. One is her perspective in the present day. Another perspective is another woman who is connected to the story in a way that I'm not going to talk about. And the third perspective is Henry, who is a boy who lives in the house in the past. This perspective is set in the past, and it's him kind of telling the reader about what has been going on in the house during that time when the main character was being born and all that jazz. The 3 storylines interact with each other in really interesting ways, and there are a lot of twists in this one for sure. The Guest List by Foley is a little bit more straightforward. Essentially, there is a wedding on an island where there's no cell reception because it's way out in the middle of nowhere, and a storm comes, and during the storm, on the wedding night, a body is found. And throughout the story, you get the present time perspective of them trying to actually locate the body because somebody stumbled on it and is now catatonic and can't say anything or tell them where the body is. And the past, which starts the day before the wedding in the morning when the wedding party starts to arrive, and goes leading up to present time of the wedding night when the body is found. You get a lot of different perspectives in this book. You get the bride, you get a +1, you get the best man, you get a lot of different perspectives from the wedding party and the guests, and each person has a specific role to play in the things that are to come. You don't know who was killed or who was involved in the death of that person until the story unveils itself. Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica centers on the disappearance of a woman and then another woman and her child in the same neighborhood. You follow two different timelines, the first of which takes place in the past 11 years ago when the disappearances occurred, and the other timeline takes place in present day 11 years later when the young girl has recently reappeared. And now everyone is left to wonder what happened, where she went, why she is suddenly back, and things go from there. This one was pretty dark, as was The Family Upstairs. I would say the guest list wasn't as dark, although there were definitely some dark aspects to it. Anytime you're in a thriller, things are going to get dark, probably. But all of them were twisted in their own way. But that's my little recap of what these books are about. Let's get back to the vlog. Hey guys, alright, just wanted to check in real quick and tell you about the book I'm reading. As of filming right now, by the way, it is currently Thanksgiving, so I hope that you and your family have a really nice Thanksgiving. I know you're watching this in the future, but just know that I was wishing you well today. Speaking of Thanksgiving, leave me a comment down below telling me what is your favorite Thanksgiving side and why is it macaroni and cheese? Because that's the only right answer. Just kidding. It can also be cornbread casserole. But anyway, so yeah, I have been listening to the Lisa Jewell book, The Family Upstairs. I'm almost halfway through. I just started it last night, but this is really compelling actually, and I'm enjoying it a lot. It did take me a little bit of time to get used to kind of the way that the story is told, because it's told from three perspectives, and one of them is set in the past, but I guess I missed the part where it said it was set in the past, because I was like, wait a second, what is going on? How are these things connected? But now I understand. I definitely feel bad for some of these characters, particularly one character. She's not really in the best situation and she has kids and I just feel really bad for them. But there was a big thing that just happened. Somebody was just killed and I'm like, what is going to happen now? And I'm really excited to see how all of these perspectives and storylines are going to come together. And I'm very interested in what happened to the children from the past, like one of the characters' siblings. I'm curious what happened to them, where they went, and just where that story is going to go. But I'm really enjoying the Lisa Jewell book, and I'm hoping to maybe finish it today. I'm not sure because I have a lot of delicious food to be eating today. But if not today, then definitely tomorrow because I am enjoying this book a lot. Check in later. Hey guys, I'm in line at Starbucks because I need coffee because I'm tired because I have a 2-year-old who likes to get up at 5 in the morning. And I just finished listening to The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. And it was pretty good. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be or as good as I wanted it to be honest. I'm thinking like a 3, maybe like a 3.5 star. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but here are my thoughts. I thought that the setup was really good and I thought there were aspects of it that were really gripping and also pretty unsettling. Particularly the character of David, I think that's his name, in the past, just his kind of unhingedness and his unpredictability and his manic controlling nature was just really disturbing. And there were just a lot of aspects of the whole backstory of what went on at the house that was just wild. And I really, really enjoyed that. And I did enjoy some of the things like with the present, particularly the perspective of one of the characters, that you find out more about their nature and their past and their thought process as the story unravels. I thought that was really good. I just didn't think the payoff was very satisfying for this book, honestly. I don't know. I guess I just expected a little bit more. I wouldn't say that it was really ever thrilling, you know, and I went in expecting like a thriller because it's, you know, definitely marketed as a thriller, but I wouldn't say there was any moment of the story that I was like on the edge of my seat, like feeling the suspense or thrill. So, as far as the writing goes, I thought it was really pretty well written and I liked the characters and I thought the setup was pretty good. I am willing to try Lisa Jewell again. I want to try Lisa Jewell again. But this book wasn't anything spectacular, in my opinion. That being said, I am very intrigued to see what the sequel is about, because the way the story ends, it definitely leaves me with a lot of questions and a lot of like, okay, what's going to happen next? And so if this was a standalone, I'd be kind of bummed, but I am intrigued enough to read the sequel. How do I feel about it? As a thriller, not great, but as a story itself, I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 3, 3.5. I'll kind of noodle on it for a little while and decide later, but there's that. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and start the guest list while I am drinking my coffee and on the way to an antique store, which has a bookstore inside of it called Rocket 77. I've heard good things about it, and yeah, I want to go ahead and go and visit it. I'll let you guys know what I think. All right, so I have a reading update for you for the guest list, which I started yesterday. I'm actually already almost halfway through it. But before we do that, I got some book mail, and so I thought I'd open it with you guys. I'm pretty sure I know what this is because I won a Goodreads giveaway, but if it is this, it got here pretty dang quick. Let's see. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh. Can't get this out with one hand. Yep. Okay. This is Moon Witch Spider King, which is the sequel to Black Leopard Red Wolf by Marlon James, who I've heard a lot of good things about. I actually haven't read Black Leopard Red Wolf yet, but I've been wanting to, and this gives me a perfect reason to do so, because now I have an arc of the second book. So we'll definitely be reading book 1 and hopefully book 2 soon, because this comes out in February, I believe. Is there a release date on here? Yeah, comes out on February 15th, so definitely need to read this. But awesome. Thank you so much to Penguin Random House for this fun advanced copy. We'll definitely be reading. Okay, so now my guest list update. I am, like I said, about halfway through. I think I actually just passed the halfway mark, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying some things about it. Okay, so I like the setup and the way that you know at the beginning that somebody has been either killed or very seriously harmed, but, you know, killed, of course. But you have no idea who it is. I'm like I said, I'm halfway through, and I still have no idea who it is, because how it works is it keeps jumping back and forth between the day of, like, the wedding night when the body has been found by somebody and they're trying to find, or stumbled upon by somebody, but she's freaking out, and so everybody else is trying to find the body. And the other time starts, like, the day before the wedding, and kind of time progresses through that until present time. And so I like the suspense of that and trying to figure out, okay, I've seen this person and this person and this person, so who's dead, you know, trying to figure it out as you're kind of, like, waiting. So I'm enjoying that and such. And I would say I'm enjoying kind of the mystery behind some of the characters' backgrounds, particularly, oh man, what is her name? Is it Amanda? I don't think it's Amanda. Olivia. It's Olivia. The sister, one of the sisters, the sister of the bride, kind of figuring out what's going on with her, because she has this thing that's going on with her that she keeps almost telling somebody else, but she can't quite get the courage to do it. So I'm curious to see what's going on with her. My issue is I don't like any of the characters, really. Like, that's the problem. You know, I'm engaged by the characters, but I don't like any of them. And, like, it feels like almost every single character has, like, weird sexual tension with, like, a bunch of other people. Like, everybody's flirting with each other, and everything is just, like, really full of innuendos, and, like, it's just a lot, you know? Like, surely not, people don't act like this, right? I don't think they do. I mean, that's not normal. So, that's kind of bothersome. And at first there were, like, quite a few characters that I was trying to keep track of, but one of the things I do like with the way it's done is at the start of each chapter, it says the name of who is, like, whose perspective it's from, and then it also says their role in the wedding. So it says, like, this character, best man, this character, bride, this character, +1, things like that. So that helps me to keep it a little bit straight in my brain. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to see where it goes. Like I said, I've got about half of it left, but that is my update for right now. I would say it's definitely more suspenseful than the family upstairs was, but we'll see how the payoff goes. So yeah, I'll let you guys know what I think. I'll probably check in again when I'm done, so see you soon. Hey guys, decided to run to the library in my town to see if they have the first book in that series. I think it's called Red Leopard, Black Wolf, or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I'm gonna see if they have that. Here's some footage of my library. Okay, just wanted to hop on and say I have like 3 hours left of the guest list, and there was just a twist, and it got me. I didn't anticipate it. So I thought I knew where everything was going, and then this happened, and now I'm like, oh, okay. So, I mean, props. It got me. So we'll see how it ends, but that twist got me pretty good. Alrighty, folks, the guest list is done, and wow, I actually enjoyed this a lot. I don't know why. I wasn't convinced that I was gonna love this book. I honestly wasn't sure, and I did. I enjoyed it a lot. There were quite a few twists, actually, that got me. that I didn't see coming, and that's always so satisfying. But beyond that, there were a lot of moments that I had like almost physical reactions to. Like there's this moment where somebody has something coming to them and it comes to them, and I literally went like, yes! And my wife was like, what is going on? And I was like, oh, I'm just listening to this book. And then near the end, when it was going to be revealed, like who murdered who or whatever, it was getting really, really close. I had like 15 minutes left of the audiobook, and my phone died, and I literally went, no! And I like rushed into my bedroom, and I put my phone on the charger. But yeah, this was really good. I had a great time listening to it. It took me a while to get into it because I just didn't like any of the characters, and I didn't really connect with them. But at the same time, there were moments that a lot of the characters, like all of them for the most part, had unlikable qualities. But they also had things about them that kind of won me over as well. But really it wasn't about the characters. It was about the execution. I thought that this was really well handled. I know that it's kind of gimmicky, the book itself. But it felt really well done, honestly. I enjoyed myself. Once I got into it, I'd say I really enjoyed myself. It took me a little bit of time, but I had a good time. So the guest list is a hit. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4.5 out of 5. Honestly, I'm not going to give it a 5 because it took me a little while to get into and such, but it was pretty dang good. It surprised me. It engaged me. It won me over for sure. So 4.5 out of 5 for the guest list. I will definitely be picking up more by Lucy Foley. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to read The Hunting Party pretty soon. And I was wrong earlier. She's written quite a few novels. The Hunting Party, I believe, was her first thriller, but she's written quite a few novels before that. I don't remember what genre, maybe just like contemporary. But I will definitely be reading her other thrillers, The Hunting Party, and I'm really excited for The Paris Apartment by her. Hopefully it's a book of the month pick because I will definitely be reading it. But anyway, that's my update. Now I will be starting on my next book, which is going to be Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. So I've heard good things about this one. A lot of good things, actually. I think of the three, I've seen the most like really positive reviews for this one, and I've heard that there's some good twists. So I'm optimistic. But so far, I've really enjoyed myself with this whole video. I've enjoyed the 2 books that I've read so far. Definitely enjoyed the guest list more than The Family Upstairs, but I would definitely read more books by both authors so far. So 1 more to go. Let's see how it goes. Hey guys, it's morning now. I started Local Woman Missing yesterday, and that was like the most intense first hour of a book that I've read in a long time. That was insane. Honestly, I don't know what I expected, but that was so much more of a beginning than what I thought it was going to be. And since then, I've listened to quite a bit this morning, and this book is kind of all over the place, to be honest, because like it starts off really fast-paced, so much is happening, and then it slows down like so much, and that's okay. That's okay. You know, it's still enjoyable. I have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers yet, which, you know, classic thriller situation. I like the writing. I'm not crazy about the characters. What is up with, like, is it like a rule that all thrillers have to have, like, infidelity? Because this is my 3rd one in the past, like, 4 days, and they all have. And I guess that's just a thing. I guess that adds to the suspense and the mystery and the deception. So, yes, lots of infidelity all over the place. But other than that, it's interesting, it's good, it's compelling, all that jazz. I am intrigued to see where it goes from here. The thing is, I'm not really sure how we get from point A to point Z, because I'm kind of starting to figure out some things about where the story is going and what's happening, but I don't know how we get from one situation to 11 years later, this girl has been held captive for 11 years thing. So I'm interested to see how everything kind of maps itself out, but that's my update for right now. I'll check in a little bit. Also, I think I showed this in my last vlog a little bit, but I never went into it. This half and half made with creamy oat milk and coconut milk is dope. It's really good. I don't drink cream in my coffee all the time, but if we have something that like I like the flavor of particularly, I'll go ahead and put it in there because I'll either drink it black or add something fun to it. And yeah, this is pretty good. I really like it. So if you don't want to have dairy, but you want something in your coffee, this half oat milk, half coconut milk is really good. What is going on with this book? Wow. Okay, I have less than 2 hours left. There was a twist a little while ago, but it didn't like shock me as much. I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't get it, but I didn't like not, like, it didn't blow my mind or anything. But now, now there was just one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. My mind is reeling. Like, I don't even know. I don't know what happens now. But yeah, okay. Sorry, I just had to come in and just dwell in my shock for a moment. So here I am, shocked. Let's see how this ends. It's done. I finished. And I have a lot of thoughts. Local Woman Missing went a lot of places I didn't anticipate it to. I mean, this book was just full of surprises from the beginning, honestly, because it started off just in the most explosive way possible, in my opinion. Like, I didn't see the perspective coming that we were going to get at the very beginning. And then things kind of slowed down for a little while, but not in a bad way, in more of like a slow burn, building tension kind of way. And then, like, the last 2 hours, things were just crazy thing happening, crazy thing happening, crazy thing happening. There were a lot of twists in this one that I didn't see coming. One of them I sort of did, but I wasn't sure how it was gonna pay off exactly. Yeah, I would say this book really won me over, though. I don't like, I say I don't like. This one was just really sad, like, honestly. So was The Family Upstairs, but this one in particular just really bummed me out. You know, it was not a good time. Yeah, a lot of bad things happen in this book to people that I didn't want bad things to happen to, and it was kind of a bummer. But my mind was spinning throughout this book, honestly, and I'm really impressed, to be honest. So, yeah, this book was dark. It was dark. But I enjoyed it. I did. I couldn't stop listening. Literally, I started last night at, like, probably 10 o'clock at night, and it's now, like, 1 p.m. the next day. So I listened to an 11-hour audiobook, albeit I listened to it sped up. But I listened to it in, like, barely over 12 hours, and I slept during that time too, believe it or not. So yeah, I couldn't put this down. I really couldn't put any of these down because I only started, right now it's Sunday, it's like November 28th, I think, and I started the first one, The Family Upstairs, on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. So it's only been like 5 days, and I finished 3 books during that time. And all of them were really compelling, honestly. But for Local Woman Missing, I think I'm gonna go with a 4, maybe a 4.25. I would say that, like, the twists were really good, but they were a little bit of a stretch at times. You know, it's one of those things where with thrillers, you're there for the twists for the most part and just the building of suspense. And so I think that they can be out there to an extent, but they have to still feel, like, plausible, I guess. And for Local Woman Missing, a few things about some of the twists just kind of felt like a stretch to me, so I'm going to reduct a little bit of that. Of the pointage for that, but I still had a really good time with this, so I would say like 4 to 4.25. We'll see how it sticks with me, but I really enjoyed myself. So let's go ahead and rank the 3 thrillers and sort of 3 authors. I feel like I haven't read enough of any of them to really rank the authors, but for the books themselves, in last place I'm going with The Family Upstairs. This was still really good. I enjoyed it, but I think I wanted a little bit more from it, and it wasn't as suspenseful as I wanted it to be. It was definitely twisted. There were definitely some things about it that I didn't see coming, and I'm very eager to read the second book. But that's the thing, you know, on its own, I think if there wasn't a sequel coming, I wouldn't be satisfied, and I want to be satisfied by the book itself. So for this one, yeah, it's definitely in third, but I still had a great time with it, and I will definitely be picking up more Lisa Jewell in the future. In second place, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Local Woman Missing. This one definitely was the most unpredictable, and I would say it had the most suspense and tension of the 3, but at the same time, again, like, it just didn't feel 100% plausible, and then on top of that, I was just bummed out, honestly, while reading it. And, you know, with thrillers, to a certain extent, you should anticipate that because you know, it deals with murder a lot of times and really uncomfortable or uncertain circumstances. But, you know, I just wish there was a little bit more joy in there because I like it when it's not so heavy-handed with it, when it kind of balances itself out. And so for this one, I still really loved it. Really, really great. 4 to 4.25 stars, and it still is, you know, a great read. I definitely recommend it. But of the 3, it was not my absolute favorite. But in first place, I am going with The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This one was just a good time all around. I didn't like the characters. I already said that. But the good thing about this one was I felt a lot of different emotions throughout it. So like there were times when I was really angry, there was times when I was really surprised, when I was really upset, but there were also some moments, especially near the end, there was one moment between two characters where my heart just was like, okay, that feels good. I feel happy about that. And so despite the fact that there was a lot of bitterness in this book, there was something just likable about it, in my opinion. Despite the fact that the characters weren't likable, I just enjoyed the story and I enjoyed the execution. And so for this one, I'm going with a 4.5, and it was my favorite thriller of the three. That being said, I loved all three of these books. I really enjoyed reading all of them, and I'm so excited that I finally read these authors, and now I can really be on board with reading more of their stuff. I definitely will be picking up more from these authors next year for sure. So excited. Yes. But anyway, I had a really great time making this vlog and reading these thrillers. Let me know in the comments if you've read more books by these authors. Which should I pick up next? I definitely think I will try to pick up the Lucy Foley new one that's coming out, The Paris Apartment, but I'd like to read The Hunting Party first. Of Lisa Jewell's works that I've heard about, I know she had a new one that came out this year. I think it's called The Night She Disappeared or something, and that one sounds really good to me. And then I don't know a lot about Mary Kubica's other works, so please, with these three authors, please let me know in the comments which ones I should pick up next if you've read their works. I'm so excited to try more from them. And also, let me know in the comments which genre you want me to tackle next, whether it's fantasy, sci-fi, contemporary, another thriller one. I have lists of authors in each genre that I still need to try, and so I have kind of a plan for each of them. But if you like this video, let me know which genre you want me to try next, because I am down to do this. I'm ready to tackle more new authors and find some new favorites. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and make sure you stick around because I post videos every Tuesday and Friday, but over the month of December, I have a lot of extra videos planned to come out, and so yeah, just hit that notification bell because I don't want you guys to miss any of my fun end of year videos that I have planned. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a great end of the year. Thank you guys so much. Don't be a stranger, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!